Hare Krishna devotees, all set for chapter 8, our journey towards devotional service. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Can you hear me? Yes. So today we are going to, the chapter 7 ended with a couple of questions. Hare Krishna, everyone. So today, with that, Krishna has to answer Arjuna. So the opening statement, as usual, has questions in chapter 8, and let's hear what they are, right? So Shunu, what does Shunu means? Hear from me. That is what Krishna always tells. And so he expects us to hear from Krishna, and that's an important quality. And also what I would suggest is, like, we'll start off, we'll start with Mangalacharan. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Anyanatimrandasya Jnananjana Chalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swapadatikam. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopeshu Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpadarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vatsadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna devotees, so let's start our journey today, right now. So what is it called? It's called Attaining the Supreme, right? So the entire second module, as I told, are aiming at something, right? So let's see what it is. So now Krishna is going to talk about how you can attain the Supreme. So how can you attain the Supreme? It's called Akshara Brahma Yoga, right? So let's see, as I always say, yoga is about connecting us to God, right? And God is Krishna. So 8.1, Hare Krishna. Please go ahead and read, Ma. Hare Krishna.
How does this Lord of sacrifice live in the body?
Hare Krishna. Arjuna inquired, oh my God, O Supreme Person, what is Brahman? What is self? What are fruitative activities? What is material manifestation? And what are the demigods? Please explain this to me. This is the first question of Arjuna, 8.1. 8.2, go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. How does the Lord of sacrifice live in the body? And in which part does he live? O Madhusudana, how can those engaged in devotional service know you at the time of death?
Okay, Hare Krishna. So this particular chapter is very heavy because it's touching a lot of philosophy, but it's not going to be difficult for youngsters like you because you're already used to a lot of philosophy, right? And we'll try and make it more interactive as well as story kind of a session, right? So let's first get into what are the questions which he asks, right? So what is Brahman, right? So what is he? Why is this coming up, right? As I said, 7.29, the 7th chapter goes like this. Jara marana mokshaya mam ashritya yatantiye te brahma tadvidu krishtam adhyatmam karma chakilam. Hare Krishna. So now in this chapter, in this particular verse, he identified, when this was said, he heard Brahma and Adi Atma. Okay, new term. So Arjuna has made a note. And 7.30, Sadhim Hut Adi Devam Sadiyajnam Chaye Viduhu Prayana Kale Apichama Te Vidur Yukta Chetasaha. Hare Krishna. So, new terms, Brahma, what does it mean? Adi Atma, Adi Devam, Adi Yajna, Prayana Kale, right? Kale means time, Prayana means ending, right? So, so these are the terms, right? So what is he asking? Brahman actually here it refers to Jiva, but Brahman by itself has close to 7 to 11 meanings. So in this context, they are talking about Brahman, which is spirit. So he's talking about Jiva, indestructible living entity. Why is Jiva indestructible? They are talking not about our body. They are talking about the soul, right? So the soul is ever, it is having the quality of imperishability, right? It's always eternal. Adi Atma. What is Adi Atma? We already, read once, right? If you remember Adi, the problems we face, we may have Adi Atmika, Adi Baudhika, and Adi Devika, right? In that context, if you go back, you'll remember Adi Atma means what? The nature of the Jiva, right? Controller of the body. So anything related to body, right? Adi Atma is the controller of the body. And what is that? That is the nature of the self. Self here again refers to Jiva. That is our spirit, right? Now, karma is a very easy term. You'll all know. So work is called karma, right? So what work lead to? The fruitative activities. We already read, right? Whatever good activity or bad activity is going to be like our balance. It does not get squared off, but this will lead to our next body. That is why we don't want to take credits for good also. We don't want to get bad also. We want to give everything to Krishna so that we don't want this cycle of birth and death, right? As I always tell, getting marks is one thing, getting sponsorship is another thing. Getting marks and then, getting into a college and earning, suppose you have to earn and pay, then you have to put a lot of efforts. But if somebody is going to tell you, I'm going to give you sponsorship, you won't really bother about, what is the fee, how much you should pay this semester. You're free of all those thoughts, right? So therefore, you don't want to take credits of how many hours you helped that person. No, it doesn't matter to you, right? So same way here, we don't want the material body. Therefore, we don't want credits. We don't want mistakes also, right? So that is what karma, fruitative activities, we want to surrender. So karma here talks about work, right? Now, Adi Bhuta. What do you mean by Adi Bhuta? Whatever material manifestation, right? We are in this nature. Remember, we are also, I told you that what do you mean by material manifestation? We have 3 modes, right? Mode of goodness, mode of, passion, and, ignorance acts, right? So this material nature, the nature where we are in, right? That material all this will come under the Adi Buddha. So Adi Deva, you already know, right? Demigod, right? Now, who is the supreme demigod? Who is the demigod of the demigod, head of the demigod, right? It is Krishna, right? But however, here we are talking about the universal form. So what is the universal form, right? The universal form we are going to read in length in chapter 11. But in short, universal form is nothing but the Virat Rupa of Krishna, which is not present in anywhere, even in the spiritual world. That is the Rupa which he takes, which has all demigods. It has everything, right? Mountain, everything, right? This is the Vishwarupam which he showed to Krishna. Krishna showed to Arjuna also, right? And a small trailer he showed to Yashodama. So that is a universal form called the Adi Deva. So what is Yadi Yajna? So we read in chapter 4 that all sacrifices which we do, right, is for Krishna. So who's the enjoyer? Ultimate beneficiary is Krishna, right? So which, we have now the multiple varieties of, Vishnu form, right? Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshayi Vishnu, and Kshirodakshayi Vishnu, which you all saw in the Goloka chart. So what are they going to talk here is the Paramatma, right? So what is the Paramatma? Paramatma is a super soul in everybody's heart, right? So that word is very clear, right? So Adi Ajna means Paramatma. And where does this Adi Ajna reside means, where does Paramatma reside? Now the chat is open. Hare Krishna everyone. Nice wishes from all of you. Thank you so much. So where does this Adi Ajna reside, which means where does Paramatma reside in your body? There is no right wrong answers. Chat is open. Please go ahead and chat. Thank you so much. Yes, heart. Paramatma is called the soul. His residing place is the heart. Paramatma only is the, soul, right? Super soul, the super soul. Paramatma is Jivatma. The super soul is Paramatma. Where does the super soul, Paramatma, reside? It cannot reside in the soul, right? Because soul is separate. It's like 2 parrots in the tree. One is the soul, another one is the super soul. That is, one is Atma, which is Jivatma. Another one is Paramatma, right? They are like friends in the same tree. Only thing is we currently don't even notice it existing. But both, where do they reside? Both of them reside in the heart, right? The heart region. So even scientifically, it's proved that red blood copper cells are there, right? So which means Jivatma is there, consciousness. So Paramatma will not sit next door. No, it will also sit side by side. So he's also present there. So how to remember Krishna at the time of death? Very simple. How to remember the question at the time of exam? Both have the same thing, only by practice, right? So by constantly there you keep revising, here you keep practicing through remembering. Same concept applies, right? So death is the examination, right? And your life is your preparation. So therefore, this is the way. So quickly, let me run you through these questions. Brahman means Jiva, right? That's the soul. Adi Atma talks about the nature. Karma, you all know the activity. Adi Bhuta talks about the material nature, right? So the Adi Atma is our nature and Adi Bhuta is the material nature. Adi Deva, you all know the universal form of demigods, and Adi, yeah, okay, universal form includes all demigods. Don't forget that. So he's the supreme demigod, right? Krishna. And Adi Ajna is Paramatma, who is the super soul. And where does the super soul reside? In our heart. And how to remember? Only by practice. Hare Krishna.
8.3. The Supreme Lord said, the indestructible, transcendental living entity is called Brahman, and his eternal nature is called the Self. Action pertaining to the development of these material bodies is called karma, or fruits of activities.
So very technical terms, I hope you can now relate. So Krishna is replying, telling the indestructible, because we already read the qualities of the soul. We read the qualities that the soul cannot be destroyed, right? It cannot be burnt, it cannot be withered, right? So that is so, it is indestructible. Transcendental, because it is always eternal and it is not meant to be here. It is supposed to be called the spirit soul. Why? Because it has a spiritual effect in it, right? It's a part of Krishna. It's a part and parcel of Krishna. And if Krishna is transcendental, obviously the soul is also transcendental. And the name the Jivatma, the soul has, is called the Brahman, right? And its nature, what is nature is called the self, the nature of the soul, which is what we already read, right? Adi Atmika, right? Adi Atma. So how do the material bodies come? How do we get the body? Now chat is open. How do we get, on what basis? Oh, thank you so much. I love that Kunal, that cute heart. And Mihir, thanks. So many right replies. Hare Krishna. So now tell me now, the next question is how action pertaining, right? Action pertaining to what is this? Karma, right? So on what basis do you get your material body? So what karma you should do for getting this material activity? You will all answer. I know the answer is karma. So that's why I'm giving a twist in the question, telling that what is the karma you should do not to get the material body. I'll put it this way. So karma, you'll get your material body. So what karma you should do to ensure that you don't get a material body again? So we read 3 types of karma. Yes, chanting is beautiful question, solution. Akarma, thanks. So akarma we will do. Vikarma, Divya, Vikarma means doing forbidden activity. So going and killing people and all that, right? So Vikarma is wicked. Remember that way, V for wicked, and V, actually V is not wicked spelling, but I'm just telling for convenience, okay? And akarma, thank you so much. Yes, akarma is there. And karma in Krishna conscious is also the right answer. So we give everything to God. And how to acquire that? I need to thank you. It is via chanting. Chanting is the process for acquiring that. Hare Krishna. So this is what it is. Chatarada, right? How it starts as a small baby, and it takes a complete, very nice picture, right? All this. And you can see various bodies are designed based on this. So this is all what we are telling, right? So the bad forbidden activities are Vikarma. You're into alcohol, drinking, all abnormal things. So, you have the body of the, what do you call this? Pig, right? So ready for you. You do good activities, you go to heaven, right? But end of the day, what are we interested? To go to Swargalok. We saw Goloka Vrindavan, right? So that is the plan. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Physical nature is known to be endlessly mutable. The universe is the cosmic form of the Supreme Lord, and I am that Lord represented as a super soul dwelling in the heart of every embodied being. Hare Krishna.
Physical nature is, they've already told, right, is endlessly mutable, right? So you know that how it forms and all that, right? And then the universe is the cosmic form, which we already read. What do you mean by cosmic form? I already told, the super lord, right, in the Virat Rupa, that is a cosmic form, and that is available only in the material world. It's not there in spiritual world. I'll tell you why. All Krishna's expansions like Rama, all of them exist in Goloka, I mean in the Vaikuntha. Whereas the particular Virat Rupa is only for the material world, right? Because for us to get the benefit, he's taken that Rupa. So that is not existing there in the spiritual world. And I am the Lord represented as the super soul. So he's telling so Krishna is so clearly telling, he represents the super soul, which is Paramatma, and dwelling in the heart, right? So beautiful. Every living being, it is there. Remember, living being in your heart, in my heart. And remember, I've been asking you all to bring all the pets on the video, which, you all have to tell me which day you're going to bring. And that inside him also, there is the same Paramatma who is living. Hare Krishna. So the next question, the last question is Hantakale. How will I think, right? At your final destination, final time. How do you think? How will I remember you? Right? So that what is Krishna telling that? So let's see. Hare Krishna. Antakale cha mam eva shmaran muktva kalevaram yaprayati samat bhavam yati nastyatra samshayah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. And whoever at the time of death quits his body, remembering me alone, who at once attains my nature, of this there is no doubt.
Thank you so much. Very beautifully read. So what is he saying? At the time of death, whoever thinks. Now, can anyone tell in the picture, who is this, this elderly gentleman who is actually lying in the bed of arrows? Can anyone guess who it is? Bhishma. Very nice. Thanks, Monica, Mahir, and Shrikant. So I'm having, complete stalwarts here. So we have Bhishma actually lying in the bed of arrows. And who comes to see? All the Pandavas, right? Correct, Tanya. He's called Bhishma Pitama. And yes, you're right, Aparna too. So now what is happening? Now all the Pandavas are coming and seeing him, and Krishna is there in the two-handed form, and he wants to see him. Right at the time he is dying, he wants to see Krishna right before, because Bhishma had this extraordinary power that he has got a benediction that he can die when he wants to. So therefore he decides on the time. Lucky he is that he can plan his time of death, and he can also think of him. Unfortunately for us, it is not there. Na? For us, you remember how it is when we have to run to school. Oh my God, forget about anything. We will forget ourselves. Forget Krishna. We will not even remember Mama who's there right before us waiting. Will this child tell her bye-bye? Yes or no? Right? Mom would have got up early morning, given us a cup of drink to drink in the morning, packed your tiffin box, and we will not have time to tell bye also to Mama, because we are so busy. We have to catch the bus or the car or whatever we have to take to go, to your school, high school, college, right? COVID times are different. There we don't remember anything, and ourselves we forget, right? Whereas here, at the time of death, how will we think of Krishna? So this is very ironical. Initially, when I first started, my guru, my Shiksha Guru, and what do you mean by Shiksha Guru? Is whoever teaches you. It's a Shiksha Guru. So she asked me, if, what will you think, if death is come? First thing I told us, oh my God, I will take a bucket list. I will make a list of what all the things left out. If I'm not there, what and all I should do, how will I survive, who are all the important people in my life. Maybe if I have a little more time, I will connect to them and tell hi, bye-bye, and all that. This is the only thing which went in my head. Trust me, this question, the first thing, and till the end, Krishna never came in my mind only. Forget about thinking at the time of death. Even the question never gave me an answer of Krishna. Why? Because we think we are the doer of everything, right? We strongly believe that I am there, I factor, and if I'm not there, the whole world will stop. Yes, it will sort of shake for a while, but it won't stop, right? So, but we don't feel that. We always feel the same, right? Now, just remember this, because there's a story in continuation with this. So now what is it going to happen? So this is the story which I said in continuation. And what is happening is when the Pancha Pandavas are in Vanavashram, one after the other go there, right? They go to the forest, right? So that time, they all see the water and they want to drink. And there's a demon which says, demon kind of a person, but that's not, so who's that? He's called Yaksha. So he comes and tells, don't drink this water. Nobody hears. So one after the other, they go for a long sleep, which means they are dead. So finally, Yudhishthira comes and realizes, and he says, okay, I'm going to ask you questions, and if you answer them correctly, I will probably give one of your brothers, right? So what does it say? Ahani bhutani gachaniti yamalayam sheshahastabaram icchanti kim ascharyam athaparam. So what is Acharyam? Acharya means he's telling what is the biggest wonder in the world. This is one of the questions which he is asking, and Yudhishthira so brilliantly is saying, hundreds and thousands of living entities meet death every moment, but the foolish living being nonetheless thinks himself as deathless and does not prepare for death. This is the most wonderful thing in this world, right? So incidentally, what happened is everybody thinks that, we are not going to die. And talking about death is so abominable, right? This is a kind of a thought which will come for everyone. And this is so much, written in the mind of everyone. Why? Because that's what everybody thinks. And that's a very bad thought for everyone, right? So now why are they telling that? It's very true, right? COVID also, it's the same story, right? But everybody thinks there will be COVID for someone, but we won't get. So why is that so? Because that is the state of mind we all are in. And we should not think like that is what we advise people. But aren't we there? Look out there on the road. There are so many people don't wear masks as if they are COVID proof. Have you seen that? Many of them don't wear masks because they are COVID proof. And top of it, there are many wear masks, but, and within the don't mask, some of them even feel that they have not got COVID, so they won't get. Another history says that they have got COVID, so they won't get. All of them, are like scholars, right, of the area. Same way, death is also the same story they feel, right? So this is what is happening. Yeah, thank you so much, Anu, and thank you, Veer. Hare Krishna. So this is one thing which is not a part of Bhagavad Gita, but we just little deep. So now come to back to Bhagavad Gita 8.6, right? So he has to answer, right? What's going to happen? Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tvajate anta kalevaram tam tam evaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitaha. Hare Krishna.
Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, that state he will attain without fail.
So he's saying very clearly, whatever state of being, when he quits the body, that state he will attain. So how can he attain that state is what we have, as I said, the whole life is a practice, right? Only then you will get. This is the story of, King Bharata. And I already told you, Bharat Vansh was named after him, and he was a son of Rishabdev. He took sannyasa at a very young age of 24. And those days they already have children, wife and all. And he had he was the eldest son. He was called Bharat Maharaj. And he created his son as the next successor. And he came to the forest giving his kingdom, money, wealth, popularity. Imagine he was ruling the whole world. And that's why they keep telling Bharata Rishabha also. Why? Because, Arjuna is falling into the dynasty of Bharat. Now he came to the forest, and what happened over there is he, wanted to pray only Krishna. But if you see the first picture, what happens is one day when he is gone to have his early bath, he sees, a mother deer being chased by a roar of an animal. And out of fear, when he's crossing the lake, he dies of heart attack and delivers the child, which falls right there in the, in the water. He rescues the deer. It's the right thing which he did. But what happened after that is he gets so attached to the deer that he is unable to even focus on the yagna. He is so focused, he's not able to focus on yagna at all, and his mind is totally cluttered with that. And what happens because of that? See, because of that, he is so stuck with the deer. So I will continue the story shortly. What happens, with this deer addiction? He is so addicted to the deer that he's just not able to, relax or do anything at all. He's just thinking of the deer instead of thinking of yagna. And finally, he literally, you message me what will happen. Now WhatsApp is open. What do you think would have happened to him? So I can see the chat. It's a kind of care, very beautiful. His care is perfect. Yeah, that's so nice. They think that's vaccinated. That is for the COVID. So what is happening? He thinks that he is very caring about the the whole thing. But what is actually happening, he is not at all, he is thinking, this is his own assumption, that he is thinking that, this whole concept of, dear is love, and he goes to the large extent that he is not able to think of anything. He is just mad of the, dear, that he's getting addicted. Remember one thing, he's given up everything. He's given up his family, he's given up his soul, everything. But finally, what is actually happening, he's getting addicted to the deer. Concern is different. Distraction is fine, but he is getting addicted. This is like what happens, you have your mobile right before the exam and you'll think you will see only the most important thing. And what happens is constantly, you have this habit of seeing. And sometimes when I initially was teaching, I thought I will use the mobile for watching the time. But what happened? I was so distracted. Then I saw one peep of a notification. I went inside and then I forgot there's a class, right? I mean, it will be probably, we think it's a second, but it's not a second. It takes so much, right? You're right. It's totally, not able to do. Next birth, you become a deer. Who is, oh dear, my God, you gave out my secret. Yes. So what happens is, if the deer is gone, he starts thinking, oh my God, the deer maybe doesn't like me. Maybe I didn't serve the deer properly. Maybe I did something which hurt the deer's feelings. Therefore, this is not the right thing. He is just thinking so negatively. So, and negative is fine, but then, he's thinking only the deer. And one day the deer who went out never came back, and he had a fear, oh my God, did animals eat? And he was constantly meditating on deer, right? So, and what happens finally is he gets the body of a deer. Now, always I remember one thing in chapter 6, we read that Suchiman Srimatam, even if you do little prayer, right, you are going to, Krishna is not going to forget you, right? Now, how did Krishna forget? How can Krishna be so rude, making him a deer? So what happens? Even as a deer, as soon as he was born, he remembered his past. So immediately he comes back to this particular place where Yagna was done. And what happens after that will be a continuation story, right? So what happens is what I'm going to tell you subsequently. So now let's move on to the main focus of the chapter 8. Thus, Hare Krishna, Tasma Sarveshu Kaleshu Mam Anushmara Yuddhacha Mayar Pitamano Buddhir Mam Aivaishyasya Ashamshayah. Hare Krishna.
Therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna and at the same time carry out your prescribed duty of fighting. With your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without doubt.
Hare Krishna, so beautifully reading. Krishna, so she's stressing Krishna. Why? Krishna is telling you should think of me in the form of Krishna. He does not tell that think of me in the form of light, torchlight, bulb or Paramatma. No, he's telling think of me in the form of Krishna. He's given an answer at the time of you carrying activity. He doesn't say, okay, enjoy. And correctly at the time of death, is it possible? It's like your exam, right? All through you enjoy, just before the exam, that 5 minutes, teacher will tell, leave your books, children. They will open. Fata, we will read. I don't know in that 5 minutes what gets into the head, but trust me, for me, nothing gets into my head. Okay. And all that ABCD, what I learned in LKG is like jinxed. Yeah, Tanya, that's true. We are all distracted by Maya Devi. All right. So that is why, you should try and see the Maya's roots also very far. Keep mobile away and everything, right? So all this, what happens now is, this is a picture of whom? Can you see whose picture this is? Hare Krishna, that's right, Prahlad. And what is he doing? When he goes to school, which is Gurukul, he is talking about Vishnu and he is chanting. Why hilariously? Last time I told you, right? Someone got confused with Dhruva. No, Dhruva is the son of a Kshatriya. Prahlad is the son of a Rakshasa. It doesn't matter where you're born. But still what matters is this is what happens, right? So this is in continuation of the story which I leaked, but still we will continue that. So what happens? Hare Krishna. Yam yam vapishmaran bhavam tvajate anta kalevaram tam tam evaiti kaunteya sadatat pava bhavitaha. Hare Krishna.
Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, that state he will attain without fail.
So when he died, he was thinking of a deer and he became a deer, right? Now, fair or unfair is different. Krishna has passed a rule, so he has to make him a deer. He makes him a deer, but he's so concerned of him, right? He doesn't want him to stay like that. So he gives complete memory. Remember, we already read Krishna, and we will be reading also that in 15th chapter that Krishna gives the intelligence and forgetfulness, right? So here he gives the memory for him to remember his previous birth, and therefore he remembers this and he never decides to repeat that mistake. He decides that he will never repeat the mistake ever again, right? So that is what is happening. So what is next happening? So this is the beauty, right? So he's talking about, at the time of death. And then he's also talking about, think of the Krishna form always. Then you'll be able to think of me at the time of death. And now what is the continuation? The same thing. Hare Krishna. Abhyasha yoga yuktena chetasa nanyargamina paramam purusham divyam yati parata nuchintayan. Hare Krishna.
He who meditates on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path, he, O Partha Arjuna, is sure to reach me.
Hare Krishna. So beautifully he's explaining, he's giving solution. He's telling, oh my God, how will I reach you? Everybody will have this doubt. So he's saying, anyone who remembers me all the time. So this is what is Vishnu Dutas, and they are so beautiful, right? They look exactly like Vishnu, and they are so pretty. And they are saying that anyone who thinks of me with undivided attention, right? Undeviated, he will always reach me. That's a guarantee Krishna is giving, right? So that is what he is talking about, everyone. Now here is a story of whom, can anyone guess who it is? He is a Brahmin. I'm going to tell the story and I'm going to tell you, leave the name to be guessed by you all. Here is a Brahmin. So you can see from his attire, and his father tells him to go to the woods to fetch some wood. And there he sees a prostitute, and the prostitute name is Chintamani. And this prostitute is, with having a sensual relationship with some person there. See, senses is the first level of attraction, right? Lust, first sitting place is senses. So what happens is the moment he sees them, till then, whatever Brahmana quality he had is gone. So can someone guess who this person is? So keeps thinking, and then what happens to him is, then immediately he is so distracted that he leaves his family, he leaves everyone, and he goes and gets married to this, to this prostitute. So after, getting married to the prostitute, he has such bad, she's some random prostitute, and what is happening? And he gets married, he lives with the prostitute, and beheads so many children. Now at a very old age, almost at the age of 80, he calls, thank you so much, Ajamila. Yeah. Sorry, I don't remember the name of the prostitute. And what happens to that, prostitute becomes demanding, right? And he did all abominable qualities, right? No, he whatever he led, he didn't bother. He went into, literally doing a lot of wrong things, literally to the level of begging, robbery, everything he did, everything possible. But his last child, he named him as Narayana. Why? He did his last little punya karma. I told, right? Papa punya krita atma. So what happens? Suchi manchri matam, that little bit is holding him. So he therefore, what he does, he calls him Narayana, and at the time of death, he only thinks of Narayana, his son, not Lord. And he calls Narayana because he's a 2-year-old, right? I told you, right? Bucket list will have all the important things. So his bucket list had his calling his dear one, who's his son. And immediately what happens? Yamaduras are waiting there to take him. And Vishnu Dutas, this very cute looking people, are none but Vishnu Dutas who come there, and they have an argument. Right? Now, Yamaduda's decision should be final, or Vishnu Duda's decision has to be final. Vishnu Dudas tell, hey, this person belongs to me because he is mine, right? Because he called Narayana. Yamadudas are telling, are you mad? He called his son. Vishnu Dudas say, I don't care. I already told, right? Any form of Krishna, you call him, oh Narayana, Goinda for fun and all that, he takes credits, right? So he's taking account of now what? He's taking so cute account, and he sent Vishnu Dudas to pick him up and come. After a great argument, they both decide that coming to Loka, whichever Loka is unfair, so they give him what's called the second chance. This is a story from Srimad Bhagavatam, and there is a book called Second Chance in Vedabase. Read this, it'll be so interesting, the debate, right? So finally, both of them, it's like both of them decide that, he gets a second chance. And after that, he realizes he does fixes all his things. He starts chanting, he regrets his mistake, and he never does the mistake again. And then finally he goes to Golokam, right? So he actually goes to Vaikuntham because he likes a 4-handed form of, right, Narayana. So he goes to Vaikuntham there, right? So now let's move on to 8.9. Hare Krishna.
One should meditate upon the Supreme Person as the one who knows everything, as he who is the oldest, who is the controller, who is the smallest than the smallest, who is the maintainer of everything, who is beyond all material conception, who is inconceivable, and who is always a person. He is luminous like the sun, and being transcendental is beyond this material nature.
Hare Krishna, very beautiful. So what does he say? He's the oldest, right? At the same time, he's the youngest. You never see Krishna as an old Tata, right? You always see him. He's the smallest, he's the largest. He's beyond what we can conceive, because we try to put everything. We like to put Krishna in our head, right? Which is not possible, right? And he is a person. He's so beautiful. He's, he's luminous. He's so bright like the sun, and he's transcendental. And he is beyond the material nature, because material nature reports to him. Now, these are the pictures of Brahma, and they constantly meditate on Vishnu. And this is Shiva. He's also constantly meditating on Vishnu, right? So eventually all of them are meditating. Hare Krishna. Mam upetya punarjanma dukkalayam ashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmanah samshiddhim paramam gatyah. Hare Krishna.
After attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they've attained the highest perfection.
So he very clearly tells that once you run, it's not like running out of the prison and coming back. Once you come, after that, this is a temporary world, right? It's like a prison house, and you have to run out. How? By attaining this. So just give me 1 second, and, I will put my battery on charge. Just 1 second. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, keep reading it, ma.
Okay, Mataji. From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all places of misery wherein repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains to my abode, O son of Kunti, that is Arjuna, never takes birth again. Bhagavad Gita 8.16.
Hare Krishna. So what are they telling? From the highest planet in the world, material world, down to the lowest planet, all the places are nothing but the places are of misery, right? So that is what he's saying. But one who reaches my abode, Kunti, he's giving that guarantee. Son of Kunti, who is Arjuna, right? So he's talking to him. He never takes birth again. He's giving that guarantee. Why? Because heaven is at war. And there is, earth is also at war, and hell is a pain. We all know that. So what is the solution? That one has to reach the highest planet, and that is how he will, never come back. Jara, Mrityu, Vyadhi, right? Will never happen where? Only in Goloka Vrindavan, which is a part of Vaikunta, right? So that is what we will endeavor. And that's what Krishna is telling. So now, what is happening? This is what they are telling. Heaven, right? So heaven, Swargalo also has a lot of war. You would have heard. You'll ask me how heaven is at war. Constantly the demons and the Devatas keep fighting, right? And earth war, you all know better than me. You all are all experiencing. And hell, oh my God, I don't want to even discuss this. So now moving to 8.17 and 19. What happens is, this one we've already done. So I'm going to run past this, where we calculate what is it, Brahma's age, right? How do we calculate a single day? 1,000 ages together is the duration of Brahma. So we already read what is 1 day of Brahma. We saw this in the detailed calculation last time, right? So we saw it is what the total life of Brahma is, basically 311 trillion years, right? That's the life of Brahma, which is 100 years in Brahma time in our lifespan calculation. And what happens is, all yugas put together, and that's 1 day of Brahma, like, which is, right, 4.32 years. So when we're talking about so many 4.32 lakhs of years, what happens here? This represents 1 day of Brahma. And what happens during the day of Brahma and in the night? After the day of Brahma, when the night comes, the world gets completely annihilated, which means we go under the water for few weeks, right? So that is what it is talking about between 8.17 to 19. Right? So likewise is the calculation of 1 night also. And this is partial annihilation, which I explained in the Goloka chart, where all out of the 14 lokas, except the top 3, rest of them get annihilated. During the entire life of Brahma, what happens? The entire top, when he dies, the top lokas also get destroyed. Hare Krishna. 8.20.
Yet there is another nature which is eternal and is transcendental to this, manifested and unmanifested matter. It is supreme and is never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is.
Right. So what is he saying in previous? Again, day comes, it goes on. Right. So he's talking about the nature which is never going to be annihilated, and it is permanent. So all this annihilation applies only to the material world. But if you're talking about the spiritual world, there is nothing called annihilation or no destruction. It is going to permanently remain as it is. Why? Because that is the power of the spiritual world, right? There is absolutely no annihilation or anything whatsoever which will happen in the spiritual world. So that is the speciality of the spiritual world, which he is actually trying to assure, right? Now, I just want to quickly, I think most of you all know this, but still coming back to the quick story of whom, remember I was telling you all, I'm going to tell you the story of this Bharat Maharaj. So you'll all be thinking, oh my God, Krishna has left him to, drain. Oh my God, what will happen to Bharat Maharaj? Poor, Bharat Maharaj, lifelong he thought, because I thought like that. So that's why I'm trying to put that in action. What will happen? Now, as a deer, he remembered, right? And he never made the mistake of falling in addiction. And in that birth, he went back there, right? So he remembered Krishna and then he died. Now, did he go to Swarga after that? No, he actually went and took another form, right? And in that form, he is called the Jada Bharata. So what do you mean by Jada? Jada means mad and Bharata means, what we all saw, right? Bharata means is the same name, but here Jadabharata is a person where the speciality of Jadabharata is he was like someone who still remembered the past, and in that time lifespan he never made a single mistake because he was very careful. He didn't want to even repeat that mistake, right? So he was very careful, and he was born to a Brahmin son, and he was absolutely crystal clear that he wouldn't make that mistake, and he was continuously trying to make sure that he would be so perfect and he will be honored. Now, I'm not going to talk about, Goloka chart again, because I already briefed you all the Goloka chart in depth, right? Yesterday, we did a 15-minute session on Goloka chart. And there we saw this permanent abode Krishna is talking about, right? Which is permanent and it will never get destroyed. So which is this permanent abode? Which is ever Krishna's and is never going to get destroyed? He is actually talking and explaining about his house, which is his Vaikunta, highest planet, called the Goloka Vrindavan. And he says this is a place where nothing can touch anyone. It is so perfect, and we will all be permanently happy here. And therefore, he is actually telling all of you must come here, is what he is actually trying to tell. So that is the most important crux of the matter. So now let's go to the last shloka and see the summary of what Krishna is trying to tell, right? So what is the crux of the story, right? So this one is the last one. Hare Krishna. Vedeshu yagneshu tapashu chaiva daneshu yat punya balam pradishtam atyeti tat sarvam idam viditva yogi param sthanam apeti chadyam. Hare Krishna.
A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from studying the Vedas. Performing austere activities, giving charities, or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. At the end, he reaches the supreme abode. Bhagavad Gita 8.28.
Hare Krishna. So what does he say? So he says he's giving this guarantee of where he will reach. So quick summary of the chapter 8 is Arjuna asks, as usual questions, 8 questions. And remembering Krishna at the time of death is the solution. Remembering Krishna throughout, is the Yoga Mishra, right? You practice and automatically you will lead to what's called a pure bhakti, where you don't have to practice bhakti, but it will come naturally. Like for a mother, automatically she thinks of the child when she's cooking or working, right? So the back of the mind, we will think. Even a small thing, like if you want to watch a nice movie with your friends, what happens? Automatically that will be working in your mind, right? Oh, I'm going to enjoy. I'm going to meet a friend after so many years. That's way it becomes natural. And he's giving a comparison of the material world versus spiritual world. And supremacy of bhakti is attaining Krishna. So this is the beauty of Krishna, right? So with this, I end the chapter. So such a beautiful chapter, right? So tomorrow we are going to see a most important chapter called the most confidential, knowledge. That's the secret, right? So tomorrow let's stay tuned for the secret. With this, we'll end this session. And I'm going to show, our admins are going to show you a very nice video. And please see the video. The video talks about childbirth where there was no CT scan 5,000 years back. And normally we play this video for adult, but I've taken special permission for you all because you all should also see this and you'll know how they could see all this, right? Various phases of child development right from the child ever since it is born, right? And thank you so much. And we will end this session. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. She can show the thing and yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, with this, I have to leave now. I'm so sorry. So and she will be able to explain, show the video, and any questions, hold on, tomorrow I will answer. Right? Thank you so much, and Hare Krishna. After the meeting, do one, a quick japa, and then you all can end the meeting. Thank you so much for understanding, and Hare Krishna all of you.